So Perez will try to win it. Fly ball, right field. Renfroe back. Off the wall. Tigers win! 2 in the 9th, 1 in the 10th, 2 in the 11th. On Jim Leyland Day, Tigers walk it off.
What a day, what a game. What a game. They go into the 9th down by 2, Dan. Start crushing the ball.
Welcome to tonight's Royals recap for the August 3rd, 2024 game. I am Jacob Milham, one half of your Royals Rundown podcast. Now, I'm going to talk like an unemotional robot for about the first, 45 seconds. And then you'll hear me. Okay? Sound good. Alright, I am coming to you shortly after the Royals lose an extra innings affair against the Detroit Tigers in Comerica Field. And they still have secured a series split, but tomorrow they will be playing for the series win against said Detroit Tigers. Royals lose 6-5, and James McArthur catches his 5th loss on the year, while JP Foley of the Tigers gets his 3rd win on the year. Many good things to talk about in this game, many bad things to talk about in this game. But let's take a deep breath. And exhale. Inhale. Expletive warning. And what the actual are we doing? What the hell was that game? Oh my, I mean, what? The Royals had a 3-1 lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning. And the man that I was giving more patience to, I was like, hey, Hunter Harvey's going to be just fine. Okay? He's a little nervous. We gave up a lot for him, so he's going to be good, right? Hunter Harvey, getting his 3rd blown save on the year, just sends the Royals into a downward spiral. When you have Javier Baez being the savior of the game, that goes to show how terrible this game was. Just awful. And the worst part is, James McArthur just blows it all up. I mean, only gets 2 outs on a very lucky double play, mind you. Gives up a leadoff triple to score the running man from second. Gives up 2 runs, 1 earned run, of course. Blows the game. It's gone. The Tigers score in the bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 10th, and the bottom of the 11th. They scored 5 of their 6 runs in those innings alone. The Bats did everything that they needed to do tonight. I'm sorry. They handled what they needed to do. They scored in the top of the 10th. They scored in the top of the 11th. The bullpen never came in trailing in extra innings. And you have Chris Bubic and James McArthur. Now, granted, I don't subscribe to the, Chris Bubic blew it. I don't subscribe to that, okay? Gave up a hit, gave up a walk, gave up a run. Nothing more beyond that. It's the nature of the game with the man on second to start the inning. Okay? That's what I think. It's fine. Keep it moving. James McArthur was where most of my frustration lies. This is a leadoff triple. Like, what are you going to do from there? The man who's already on second has already crossed home plate. That run is already on the board. It's already tied up again. The Bats are probably stirring like, oh, well. Or, they're out in the field. They're probably thinking like, oh, man, we got to come back again. Got to put another run on the board. But a man on third and no outs. And I cannot stress this enough. I'm sorry. Maybe it was skill. I don't know. But James McArthur got about the luckiest break he could on that double play ball. It was just right to where they could turn a double play And still that man would not advance from third. I say all he had to do. But in all actuality, all he had to do was get one more out. Pop out, ground out, strike out. I don't care. As long as it ends with out. Did he get that? No. And that's the ball game. I'm frustrated. I know it's one game. We can zoom out, just like my podcast partner, Jeremy Greco, talked about in RoyalsReview.com today. We can zoom out and look at the entire season. Say, hey, Royals are still 62 and 50. Okay, there's still 12 games above 500. And you're right. But it is games like this that have to just rile you up ahead of the postseason push. Michael Lorenzen, he did his job. 5 2/3 tonight, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. A very, very nice debut. Looks like he belongs in this rotation. Sam Long comes in behind him. Gets 4 outs, 1 strikeout, no hits, no walks. Sure, Tigers put it in play. That's okay. They're outs. Urseg comes in. Does what they traded him to do. A shutout inning with 1 strikeout. Hitless, no runs, no walks. Good to go. And that was the last 3 that blew it. Hunter Harvey, 2 runs. 2 earned runs, mind you. Bubich, that 1 run. MacArthur, 2 runs and 1 earned run. Like, I can trust this rotation heading into, I don't know, like, going into any 3-game set down the stretch. I can trust this rotation. Like, okay, you know what? We have the edge on at least 2 out of the 3 days, if not all 3. Depends on the opponent, of course. But where do we have the edge in the bullpen? I'm sorry, I'm not saying throw Sam Long out there in every high leverage situation, but he's got to be better than what we've seen from MacArthur, right? Right? I mean, if you go and look up his post All-Star numbers, 6 games, a healthy sample size, if you will, only 5 2/3 innings, so you know he's about pitching an inning outing just like any normal reliever would do. He's allowed 11 earned runs, or excuse me, he's allowed 9 earned runs in that span. 11 total runs. Good for a 14.29 ERA. He's 1 for 3 in his save opportunities. He's blown 2 leads, he's blown 2 saves in the 6 games that he's played since the All-Star break. What are we doing? He's not striking guys out. He's given up a lot of hard contact. And all in all, there's no redeeming factor for James MacArthur right now. There is none. I do feel bad for those of you who invested in General MacArthur. I did too. I believed in him. And it seems like everything's been downhill since White Horse. I can't anymore. I don't know what needs to happen. But this isn't a like, oh well, let's take him out of the high leverage roles. Let's see what's going on. That's probably what's going to happen. But any Royals fan out there, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself this: do I feel comfortable seeing James MacArthur coming out of the bullpen in a 2-run game? Not a 1-run game, not a tied game, in a 2-run game. I don't. It's a travesty to see how far this has devolved. And just like Royals Review said on X, on Twitter, at Royals Review, he does have an option remaining. Sorry, this was he was in AAA this time last year. All right, came back for that stellar September that we all loved. Remember, that guy's not on the 26-man roster right now. September 2023, James McArthur is not in Kansas City anymore. At least that's what the results say. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if it's physical. Something is not right. And you cannot have guys like this handicapping you down the stretch. I believe that, Paul DeYoung, I thought he was going to be, he's going to be a ball and chain when he's on the lineup. He hasn't been bad. He's been good. He has made a good first impression with the Royals. So is Lorenzen. So is Urseg. Hunter Harvey certainly hasn't, but he's still sticking here. Sorry, he's not going anywhere. James McArthur should. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that locker room right now. It's often we will hear post-game interviews. We can hear the music bumping in the background. We can hear some of the energy from the guys. That's not going to be in Detroit right now. I'll advocate every bit for, shower it off, go get some sleep, move on to Sunday, go get the series win. But, damn. I mean, Jonathan Bolin can't be too far off, right? Man. So, I just throw my hands up at this game. Because there's no easy fix. Okay, we can't sit here and speculate anymore about they might be able to go trade for so and so, or they might be able to acquire this person. No, that is come and gone. The Royals you see right now are the Royals you're going to see for the remainder of the season, barring some deserved but drastic roster changes. There are other relievers on the 40-man roster. I will say that. There are relievers performing well in Omaha. Let's see what the Royals do. It's all in their court now. All right. Knowing how the energy is going to be in that locker room, I don't even know if we're going to get post-game interviews tonight. It has been more than 30 minutes since last pitch, and nothing's come out. So this might be a little interesting of a pregame show on Sunday. So make sure you tune into 610 Sports or on the Odyssey app for that. I do enjoy the Sunday pregame shows. A lot of good insight there. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna sleep it off myself. Jeremy and I will be back tomorrow with a full-length episode, so make sure you tune in for that. Thank you very much to Jeremy for holding down the Royals recap the past two nights. I hope you listened to him. I hope you enjoyed him. I think he did a stellar job. So thank you very much, Jeremy, for stepping up in that. My name is Jacob Milham. Let's move on to Sunday, and until next time, go